It's very similar to what I said about how to develop your reading skills. When you are studying for the SAT, you have to apply the same kind of thinking, yeah? Which is mainly about being alert. I know a lot of people, even some of the current students, who have very inefficient study habits. So they're used to studying longer and harder, but not really studying smarter. And because of that, they go through tons and tons of practice materials, but then find very little or almost nominal improvement in their scores. So the main goal is not to just do 80 practice tests the month before your upcoming test, right? It's being able to apply, wow, what's going on with this? Maybe I'll turn it off? It's all weird, no? Okay. It is weird, no? Yeah? Okay. So it's about being able to apply some very basic study strategies in order to not make the same mistakes over and over again. So this is, again, just about basic study strategies, right? And even in the basics, some people have some trouble. So, for example, every single tutor, regardless of any subject, would tell you that you should learn from your mistakes, correct? But on the SAT, what does that actually mean? In the class, right, when we review the answers to a practice test, for example, and then you get one question wrong, and then I explain to you what was the right answer and why all the other answer choices are not correct. What do you do with that information? If you only learn the mistake, you basically just say, oh, okay, I figure out why my answer choice was wrong, and then finish, right? You don't apply, and then you just go on to the next practice test without remembering anything from the previous practice tests. So that's not really learning from your mistakes, that's just learning the mistake. To learn from the mistake, I would probably suggest practicing with purpose. So figuring out systematically what you are getting wrong. And there's normally some very specific things that people have trouble with. For example, there are many kids who hate passages that have a lot of metaphors and figurative language. And so they tend to get half or more of the figurative language questions wrong. And so they know what's their problem, right? And so when they go on to the next practice test, they shouldn't be just doing the same practice test, that practice test the same way. They should be beginning the practice test with, in their head, the intention to read the passage and find out as many instances of figurative language as possible, and then try to answer correctly all those figurative language related questions. And so it's not just about doing the test the same way, the same time, every time.